Hello again. Today, I am excited to talk about the different types of intimacy that couples can explore. It's a topic that often gets overlooked, but it's essential for maintaining a healthy and vibrant relationship. Let's start with the question of how often couples should engage in intimacy. Ideally, as often as you can, even daily if possible. However, I understand that life can get busy, so at the very least, aim for twice a week. It's crucial for both physical and emotional well-being. If you haven't already, I encourage you to watch my videos on the benefits of frequent intimacy for both men and women. Now, let's dive into the 10 types of intimacy that can enhance your relationship. 1. Morning intimacy. Despite the hustle and bustle of morning routines, making time for intimacy can be incredibly beneficial. The morning is a time when testosterone and estrogen levels are naturally higher, making it an optimal time for fertility and overall vitality. Even a quick session in the shower or while getting dressed can set a positive tone for the day. Imagine waking up to the soft light of dawn, the world still quiet and peaceful. Instead of rushing through your morning routine, you take a few moments to connect with your partner. The warmth of their skin against yours, the sound of their breathing, and the gentle touch of their hands can be incredibly intimate. It's not just about the physical act, but about the emotional connection that can be forged in those quiet moments before the day truly begins. Morning intimacy can also be a great way to boost your mood and energy levels for the day ahead. The release of endorphins during intimate moments can help to reduce stress and increase feelings of happiness and well-being. So, even if it's just a few minutes, try to make it a part of your morning routine. You might find that it makes a significant difference in how you approach the rest of your day. 2. Outer course. This non-penetrative form of intimacy is often overlooked but can be just as satisfying. It involves using hands or other body parts to stimulate your partner without penetration. It's a great way to explore and heighten sensations. Outer course can be a wonderful way to take things slow and focus on the pleasure of touch and exploration. It allows both partners to communicate their desires and boundaries in a more relaxed and pressure-free environment. You can take the time to discover new erogenous zones, experiment with different types of touch, and really focus on the sensations that feel good for both of you. For example, you might start with gentle caresses, running your hands over your partner's body and paying attention to their reactions. You can explore the soft skin of their inner thighs, the curve of their hips, and the sensitive areas around their neck and ears. As you become more comfortable, you can try different techniques, such as using your fingers to trace patterns on their skin or gently nibbling on their earlobes. Outer course can also be a great option for couples who are looking to add variety to their intimate life or who may have physical limitations that make penetration difficult or uncomfortable. It's all about finding what feels good and enjoyable for both partners and taking the time to explore and enjoy each other's bodies in new and exciting ways. 3. Planned intimacy. When you are trying to conceive or simply want to make a special night for your partner, planned intimacy can be very romantic. Changing into something sexy, setting the mood with scents, petals, and even dessert can create a memorable experience. Planning a special intimate encounter can be a fun and exciting way to add some romance and spontaneity to your relationship. It's all about creating an atmosphere that makes your partner feel loved, desired, and special. You might start by choosing a specific date and time for your intimate encounter, and then begin to plan the details. One of the key elements of planned intimacy is setting the mood. This can involve lighting some candles, playing soft music in the background, and creating a cozy and inviting environment. You might also want to consider incorporating some sensual elements, such as scented oils or lotions, to enhance the experience. Another important aspect of planned intimacy is the element of surprise. You could plan a special dinner for two, complete with your partner's favorite foods and a bottle of their favorite wine. After dinner, you might lead them to the bedroom, where you've prepared a surprise bouquet of flowers or a romantic arrangement of rose petals. Of course, the most important part of planned intimacy is the connection and pleasure that you share with your partner. Take the time to explore each other's bodies, to communicate your desires and fantasies, and to make the experience as enjoyable and memorable as possible. Whether you are trying to conceive or simply want to add some excitement to your relationship, planned intimacy can be a wonderful way to do so. 4. Spontaneous intimacy. The thrill of spontaneous encounters can keep the spark alive in a relationship, whether it's in the car, on the living room chair, or even in a public restroom, as long as it's safe and consensual. These moments can be exhilarating. Spontaneous intimacy is all about seizing the moment and taking advantage of unexpected opportunities to connect with your partner. It's about breaking free from the routine and adding an element of surprise and excitement to your intimate life. For example, you might be out running errands together when you find yourselves alone in the car. Instead of just driving to the next destination, you lean over and give your partner a passionate kiss. Or you reach over and hold their hand, creating a moment of connection in the midst of a busy. Or perhaps you are at a party or a social gathering when you catch your partner's eye across the room. You might excuse yourselves and find a quiet corner or an empty room where you can steal a few moments of intimacy together. The excitement of being in a public place and the thrill of doing something a little bit naughty can add a new dimension to your experience. Of course, it's important to always prioritize safety and consent when it comes to spontaneous intimacy. Make sure that both partners are comfortable with the situation and that you are not putting yourselves or others at risk. But when done safely and consensually, spontaneous intimacy can be a wonderful way to keep the spark alive in your relationship. 5. Stress relieving intimacy. When you are going through a tough time, either individually or as a couple, intimacy can act as a natural stress reliever. The release of oxytocin and endorphins can help alleviate pain and improve sleep. Life can be challenging, and stress can take a toll on both our physical and emotional well-being. When we're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, intimacy can provide a much-needed outlet for relaxation and relief. The physical connection that we share with our partner during intimate moments can help to release tension and calm our mind. Oxytocin, often referred to as the love hormone, is released during intimate encounters, and it can have a powerful effect on our emotions and stress levels. It helps to promote feelings of bonding and attachment, which can make us feel more secure and supported in our relationship. Endorphins, on the other hand, are natural painkillers that can help to reduce stress and improve our mood. So, if you are going through a difficult time, don't underestimate the power of intimacy to help you. Whether it's a long, soothing bath together, a gentle massage, or a passionate encounter, taking the time to connect with your partner can be a wonderful way to relieve stress and recharge your battery. 6. Selfless intimacy. Sometimes engaging in intimacy, even when you are not in the mood, can be a beautiful gesture of love and selflessness. It's important to communicate and understand each other's needs and desires. Selfless intimacy is all about putting your partner's needs and desires first, even when you may not be feeling particularly in the mood yourself. It's a way of showing your partner that you care about their pleasure and satisfaction and that you are willing to make an effort to meet their needs. For example, your partner might be feeling particularly stressed or anxious, and they may crave some physical comfort and reassurance. Even if you are not in the mood for a full-blown intimate encounter, you might choose to cuddle with them, hold them close, and provide the emotional support that they need. Selfless intimacy can also involve engaging in activities that your partner enjoys, even if they're not necessarily your cup of tea. This might mean trying a new sexual position or technique that your partner has been curious about, or simply taking the time to explore their body in a way that makes them feel. Of course, it's important to always communicate openly and honestly with your partner about your own needs and boundaries. You should never feel pressured to do something that makes you uncomfortable or that you are not ready for. But by being willing to make an effort to meet your partner's needs, you can demonstrate your love and commitment to them in a very meaningful way. 7. Non-penetrative intimacy. This type of intimacy focuses on emotional connection and can involve talking, caressing, and romantic gestures. It's about building a strong foundation of love and understanding. Non-penetrative intimacy is all about the emotional connection that you share with your partner. It's about taking the time to talk, to listen, and to truly understand each other's thoughts, feelings, and desires. This type of intimacy can involve simple gestures such as holding hands, cuddling, or sharing a tender kiss, but it can also involve deeper conversations and more meaningful interactions. For example, you might set aside some time each week to have a date night where you can talk about your day, share your dreams and aspirations, and discuss any challenges or concerns that you may be facing. This can help to strengthen the emotional bond between you and your partner and create a sense of closeness and intimacy that goes beyond the physical Non penetrative intimacy can also involve exploring each other's bodies in a more gentle and sensual way. This might mean taking the time to caress each other's skin, to explore the curves and contours of each other's bodies, and to focus on the sensations that feel good and pleasurable. By slowing down and focusing on the emotional connection, you can create a more fulfilling and satisfying intimate experience for both partners. Adventurous intimacy. Keeping things fresh and exciting is key to a long lasting relationship. Trying new positions, locations, or even fulfilling each other's fantasies can add a new dimension to your intimacy. Adventurous intimacy is all about stepping outside of your comfort zone and trying new things with your partner. It's about keeping the spark alive in your relationship and preventing things from becoming stale or routine. There are countless ways to add adventure to your intimate life, from trying new sexual positions to exploring new locations or even fulfilling each other's fantasies. For example, you might decide to try a new position that you've both been curious about, or you might explore the idea of having intimate encounters in different locations, such as on the beach, in the shower, or even in the great outdoors. The thrill of trying something new and different can be incredibly exciting and can help to reignite the passion in your relationship. Adventurous intimacy can also involve fulfilling each other's fantasies. This might mean role playing a particular scenario, incorporating elements of fantasy into your intimate encounters, or simply being open to trying new things that your partner has been curious about. Of course, it's important to always prioritize consent and communication when it comes to fulfilling fantasy. Make sure that both partners are comfortable with the scenario and that you are both on the same page about what's happening. By being willing to explore new things and keep the adventure alive in your relationship, you can create a more fulfilling and satisfying intimate life. Remember, T here is no limit to the types of adventures that you can embark on with your partner, as long as you are both open to trying new things and keeping the lines of communication open. Oral intimacy. This can be particularly satisfying for both partners. It's important to maintain hygiene and communicate openly about what feels good. Oral intimacy is a type of intimate encounter that can be incredibly pleasurable and satisfying for both partners. It involves using the mouth, lips, and tongue to stimulate and pleasure your partner, and it can be a wonderful way to explore each other's bodies and desires in a more intimate and personal way. One of the key aspects of oral intimacy is communication. It's important to talk openly with your partner about what feels good, what you are comfortable with, and any boundaries or concerns that you may have. By being open and honest with each other, you can create a more enjoyable and satisfying experience for both partners. Hygiene is also a crucial consideration when it comes to oral intimacy. Maintaining good oral and genital hygiene can help to ensure that both partners feel comfortable and confident during intimate encounters. This might mean taking the time to shower or bathe before engaging in oral intimacy, using dental dams or other barriers to reduce the risk of infection, and simply being mindful of your own and your partner's hygiene needs. There are many different ways to engage in oral intimacy, and what feels good can vary from person to person. Some people may enjoy gentle licking and sucking, while others may prefer more intense stimulation. The key is to take the time to explore and discover what feels good for both you and your partner. By being patient, attentive, and responsive to each other's needs, you can create a more pleasurable and satisfying oral intimacy experience. Make-up intimacy. After a disagreement or a challenging period, make-up intimacy can help reconnect and restore emotional balance. It's a way to reaffirm your commitment and love for each other. Every relationship has its ups and downs, and there will inevitably be times when you and your partner disagree or face challenges together. Make-up intimacy can be a powerful way to reconnect after a difficult period and to reaffirm your love and commitment to each other. The act of coming together intimately after a disagreement can help to release tension, reduce stress, and promote feelings of closeness and connection. It can also serve as a reminder of the love and affection that you share and can help to rebuild any emotional distance that may have developed during the disagreement. To make the most of make-up intimacy, it's important to approach it with the right mindset. This means being willing to let go of any residual anger or resentment and focusing instead on the positive aspects of your relationship and the love that you share. Take the time to communicate openly with your partner about your feelings and desires and be receptive to their needs as well. Whether it's a gentle, tender encounter or a passionate, intense reunion, make-up intimacy can be a wonderful way to heal emotional wounds and strengthen the bond between you and your partner. By coming together in this way, you can demonstrate your willingness to work through challenges and your commitment to making your relationship work. In conclusion, intimacy is a multifaceted aspect of any relationship, and there are countless ways to explore and enhance the connection that you share with your partner. From morning intimacy to makeup intimacy, each type of intimate encounter can bring its own unique benefits and pleasures to your relationship. Remember, the key to a fulfilling and satisfying intimate life is open communication, mutual respect, and a willingness to explore and try new things together. By keeping these principles in mind, you can create a more vibrant, exciting, and loving relationship with your partner. Thank you for joining me on this journey of exploration and discovery. I hope that these insights have been helpful and inspiring, and that you'll be able to incorporate some of these ideas into your own relationship. Until next time, take care and enjoy the wonderful journey of intimacy and connection.